I'm Anne Goodwin, author of Sugar and Snails, which was shortlisted for the 2016 Polari First Book Prize. Sugar and Snails is a midlife coming-of-age story about a woman who's kept her past identity secret for 30 years. I'm going to read a section where she's looking back on starting school and the painful discovery of gender divisions and constraints. Back in the 60s, with little traffic to threaten us and enough older ones to keep an eye on the tots, we'd make the street our playground, from the moment we munched our cornflakes till it was time to brush our teeth for bed. As soon as we could walk unaided, we were absorbed into the local gang, running and jumping, hopping and skipping, laughing and screaming between the chip shop at the top of the street and the dairy at the bottom. Our mothers would put us out the door in the mornings like they might put out the cat at night, depositing us on the doorstep and directing us towards the rabble with, if need be, a tap on the behind. The tarmac would become a racecourse, cricket pitch, or battlefield. Coats became hurdles, goalposts, tanks. The pavement a chalky art gallery, or hopscotch grid. We swarmed from one end of the street to the other, flowing like water from one game to the next. Apart from the leaders, giants of 10 and 11, who were almost grown-ups as far as the little ones were concerned, we had no need to distinguish one child from another when we moved with the herd. Dark or fair, fat or thin, boy or girl, greyed out in a blissful merger of body and soul. It was only at school, assigned a specific seat and expected to stick with it hour after hour, day after day, that the differences between us began to matter. School imposed distinctions, a sham personalisation designed, it seemed, to cut off other options and keep us in place. "This is your classroom," said a beaming Miss Bamford. But when I thought I might like to sample the classroom down the corridor where my sister's paintings adorned the walls, I was hauled back and made to stand in the corner. "This is your chair." But when I wanted to sit on a seat that was bathed in light from the high window, I was slapped on both hands with a ruler. "This is your peg," with a lovely picture of a panda above it. And lovely it was, but so were the sailing boat, the gingerbread man, the scarecrow, and the 30 other images arranged around the cloakroom, each one out of bounds. I could hardly contain my disappointment. So many times I'd stood with my mother, my hands clutching the bars of the rusting gate, gazing across the yard at the slate-grey schoolhouse, longing for the day I could take my place inside. Twin stone staircases led to a heavy wooden door, the numbers 1873 embossed above it, as grand as the entrance to a castle. At school, I'd learned to read and never have to go without a story. I'd glide up those steps like a fairy tale princess, entering one day by the left side, the next by the right. All my hopes that school would widen my horizons caved in on me. I didn't understand that the letters above the stairs spelt out boys on one side and girls on the other, that my mother would laugh, then plead, and slap me hard on the legs and carry me up like a sack of coal when I tried to go up the wrong one. Thank you. That's Sugar and Snails by Anne Goodwin.